It's a pleasant feeling every time I join a new team. To be honest, I've had quite a few in the past, and what I've taken from all of it is the vast experience that now I have to learn from, to gain from, and that's one thing that I can say that no one really has it, but I do. So it's a privilege to have been picked by so many teams and have been playing for so many teams. So yeah, I'm in a good place. Quite a few actually. Mayank, both the Mayanks. I think Mayank Agarwal. I've played with him in my under-19 since my under-19 days. With him, against him. I've played with Mayank Markande in the past in a couple of teams. I've played with. To be honest, I think most of the domestic guys I would have obviously played with or against. And also Classy. I think Classy was there in Rajasthan Royals and I was there in Rajasthan. So quite a few, yes. A very familiar journey, I would say, like any other Indian kid. I used to love cricket a lot. I used to watch cricket on television with my family. We used to watch it passionately, all the Indian games, and cheer for the Indian team. And I wanted to take on cricket since I was very young. My dad, being a keen follower of the game, he introduced me to the game, and I started professional coaching at the age of 11. And yeah, I've never looked back. But as I said, it's like millions of other Indian kids who aspire to become cricketer when they are young and they start their cricketing journey. A lot of them obviously can't reach the destination, but I'm sure everyone has good times in this journey. I've never actually played gully cricket again, to be honest. That's obviously where I started playing street cricket, as I would say. And I did actually get a chance to get along with the guys with whom I played in my childhood, and we have very good memories. We have fond memories of our playing days, and I'm still connected with quite a few of them. And when I go back to Porbandar, when they see me playing here, and then when we recall those memories, it's always a great connection between them. Frenzy, I would say, at that point of time for me, because everything happened very quickly. I played the Under-19 World Cup, I played for India A, then I got picked for the Indian team as well, and obviously IPL in between. So that 1 year was about 6 months period where I actually got to play everything. So everything was happening very quickly. I didn't really have a chance to sit back and actually cherish the moment that was there. I didn't really realize at that point that this is the start of a journey which is going to take me so long. And here I am sitting after 15 years, still enjoying every bit of it, still being a part of this ride called the IPL, and it keeps going. So hopefully it keeps going for a few more years. I think a very important segment of my career has been Team Saurashtra. That definitely made me the player that I am today. Having played domestic cricket for the last decade or so, and then obviously taking over the leadership role there in that team, and instilling that belief to win the Ranji Trophy for the first time was something very close to my heart. And I would say that has to be the best moment of my career, when we lifted the Ranji Trophy for the first time. And that group of players that we have back home is pretty special. And like I said, Indian domestic cricket has reached new heights in the last decade. There are teams who have now challenged the best teams, the so-called best teams that were the heavyweights in the domestic circuit till about a decade ago, and now you can see that a lot of teams are coming up and a lot of players are coming up who are doing well, who are actually fighting to win the Ranji Trophy, and I'm really happy to see that competition in domestic cricket at the moment. And having won the Ranji Trophy not once but twice now, I can actually say that there's something that I have left behind for Saurashtra when I would stop playing, of course, which will hopefully go on for a longer period of time and will instill that belief in the cricketers coming from Saurashtra to keep fighting to keep the trophy with Saurashtra for a longer period of time. Honestly, I didn't realize that it was the first ever first over hat trick in Ranji Trophy, in the history of Ranji Trophy. I felt that it must have been third, fourth, fifth time that someone would have been doing it, and the form that I was in back then. And as I said, when I go back, that was after I played for India. I was back playing for Saurashtra. That was the first game, and I wanted to again make a mark for my team and win that game. That was the only thing going on in my mind, to take that advantage. And we play on a lot of turning tracks, so that was one turning track that we played on. So the only thing on my mind was whatever advantage I can get off the new ball, those 5-6 over spell that I can get, that I was gonna bowl in that match. I had to make the most out of it. That was the only thing going on in my mind. But yes, it did kind of turn out that it was the first ever first over hat trick in Ranji Trophy, and happy that that happened in Rajkot as well. A pitch which is known to be a paradise for batsmen, or maybe a turning track where the spinners rule the circuit. So that's why that much more happier that it happened in Rajkot as well. Oh yes, I think it's now in that it's become a cult thing. Was something that Saurashtra team is known for, that synchronized clapping. It was started by my close friend Avi Barot, who is no more with us. But that's something that he has left behind for us to remember him forever and to know that he's a part of us forever. So it's one thing that has kept us going in a lot of phases where sometimes the belief goes down. In Test cricket, it does happen that when a session is not going your way, the momentum does shift and does go to the opposition. But those are the times where we have tried the synchronized clapping thing, and it has always worked for us. So hopefully it keeps working and it keeps going on, and it becomes a thing that Saurashtra team is known for forever. I think it was one of the most humbling moments of my career, having made a comeback after almost 12 years when I played my first test. I kept believing, I kept fighting for that place, but I always knew that even if the moment doesn't come, I will be happy at the end of my career having given it all. So when I was in a phase where I was believing, but I wasn't desperate for it, and it came when I was in the best of form as well, and it happened at a time when we had already won a couple of Ranji trophies for Saurashtra, and it was the best period, to be honest, to make a comeback for me. Having played domestic cricket for so long, having known the nuances of red ball, and very happy that it happened at that point. The best thing that I took out of my comeback is the fact that a lot of Indian domestic players came and told me that we started believing that Ranji Trophy is the way to go forward. Ranji Trophy is the tournament where if we perform, we're gonna get chance for the Indian team. So that belief, reinstilling that belief in domestic cricketers is one thing that I'll always be proud of. It's been very good. I think the experience of sharing bits and pieces of bowling with a guy who has done that really well in his career has been very good. I think having a bowling captain always helps. I can personally vouch for it now that I have been a bowling captain since so long. So you actually know what the bowler is feeling in that particular moment, and you're not judging a bowler at any point of time, because you know what goes on in a bowler's mind when he gets smacked for a six or even a couple of sixes. So I think that's one thing that Pat really does well. He himself has gone through all the highs and lows of the game. He knows what IPL brings to the table as well. So it's been a great experience, to be honest, to share the dressing room with him, to be on the field with him, he has been calm. He has been taking very good decisions. I think Bhuvi is one guy who is always silent until and unless he's been called upon to say something or to talk something. So I've played with him since quite a few years now. We first played together for India A, and since then I've shared quite a good rapport with him. Like I said with Pat, I think with Bhuvi as well, he now has so much experience that whenever we talk, there's a lot to talk about bowling, and there's a lot to talk about what all is going on, what is evolving at the moment, how things have changed from what it was, and stuff like that. So those are the things that actually help you on the field. Even if they don't happen on the field, it just happens somewhere in the bus or a conversation during breakfast or whatever. But those are the things that make you a better cricketer and that make you a knowledgeable person as well. So yeah, I've had quite a good time playing with Bhuvi again. No, I think FIFA nowadays has taken a back seat. I've been spending quite some time watching series with my wife, and we have been traveling together. So we are exploring the other side of it, going out for coffees and a lot of dinner dates and movies as well. So yeah, FIFA has taken a back seat for now, but it will always remain close to me.